and welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk About It with PsychHub. I'm Dr. Whitley Lassen, and I'm back here with Lloyd from Columbia Psychiatry talking about addiction. Welcome, Lloyd.
It's great to be here. Love working with you and PsychHub, an amazing organization that Columbia has been working collaboratively with to produce all kinds of fine, important educational material such as this.
Lloyd, what recommendations do you have for people who are looking for resources or self-help strategies for overcoming substance use disorders?
There are now a variety of mind-body interventions that help people quiet themselves, reduce the stress that is looking for some remedy like a drug. And those include meditation, mindfulness, yoga, and what's been called yogic breathing. It's thousands of years old. How did Houdini stay, in a safe underwater for like 5 minutes? I don't know how he got out of the chains, but I do know how he survived, because these techniques, particularly yogic breathing, very slow breathing, where you breathe maybe once or twice a minute, and you quiet, that actually has a direct passage to the brain. It slows you're slowing your respiration, which slows your heartbeat, which slows your use of oxygen, which slows your use of energy and quiets your brain. These are highly trainable techniques. They take practice, but all of them help somebody in the process of having a better life, whether you have an addiction or not, but they're particularly helpful if you've got a compulsion that needs satisfying.
I understand, Lloyd, that you've written a book or maybe a few books on this topic.
Well, I have written I've written 2 books about addiction. One was quite some time ago, and one was a couple of years ago. The one from a couple of years ago is this, if you can see it, The Addiction Solution. Has a great cover. It's easy to recognize, but nobody goes into bookstores anymore. So that was my response to I'd written a lot in the press about the opioid epidemic and policy, and I felt like I needed to write something that was meant for a general reader, somebody who was facing this problem, family or policymakers. And so it's written as a general, it's not a medical textbook. It's full of stories and history and examples about what works and what doesn't work, and that there is an approach here that we're not using that could make a big difference in terms of the people's lives.
Well, I, for one, can't wait to read it. Are there any other resources that you think people watching need to know about?
Yes, I always suggest to people that they turn to government agency resources like the National Institute of Drug Abuse, National Institute of Alcoholism. These are trustworthy sources, and there's a lot there. And there's also another federal agency called SAMHSA, Substance Abuse Mental Health Services Administration, and they are a source of information, where to get help. And speaking about get help, I am involved with a company called Get Help in California. It's a public benefits company, and it is about creating a neural network along all the different continuum, the longitudinal care of people. So, because right now, so much treatment exists in silos, and that people are in this treatment or that, they don't talk to each other. There's not continuity. That's not integrated into essential housing or food supplies, safety. And that is something that has not yet existed, and I think will also help to unify the resources. We have a lot of resources. We don't use them well, and we certainly don't integrate them well.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Be sure to subscribe, follow us on social media, and visit psychhub.com to learn more about our mental health ally certifications and our CBT courses for mental health providers. Leave us comments with questions and suggestions on what you want to learn more about. Lloyd, thank you again for joining me to talk about addiction.
Thank you for having me. My privilege.